Joy here. I'm Pampered Chef Consultant in the Gainesville area. Mercy God. I am excited to be here live with you guys today. I have got a smoked Gouda broccoli soup for you guys. Here down in Florida, it is getting a little bit warm. But this is one of the TasteBuds recipes that was from March that we didn't get to in March. So I wanted to show it to you today. I have been hearing nothing but amazing things about this soup. So I wanted to make sure that I shared this one with you. Now, we are in the middle of like a TasteBuds series. So we have been talking about TasteBuds for the last couple of weeks. And TasteBuds is a subscription service from Pampered Chef where you get 3 seasonings every month, along with recipes and other use ideas. Plus you get access to the TasteBuds hub that is full of all kinds of recipes. And so today we're going to be going through and talking about the March box that we got. So we cooked all of April already. So now we are into technically May, but my May box hasn't arrived yet. We're going to get to that next week. But so we're going to throw back and grab a recipe out of the March box. And we are making this delicious broccoli Gouda soup with the smoked Gouda seasoning, which is in here somewhere. There. So all of these come in resealable packs. In here you have enough to at least get 2 good recipes usually, sometimes even 3 out of this. And if you stick around, I'm going to tell you how you can get your hands on this for free, okay? Because I've already got some smoked Gouda, so I'm going to be using my stash, and I'm going to give away this along with that full color recipe. So stick around, you're going to want to know how you can get your hands on this. Alrighty, so let's get cooking, shall we? So I've got my rock crock, my soup pot. It's a 4-quart Dutch oven hanging out here. We're going to start getting that heated up. So I'm going to drizzle just a little bit of vegetable oil in here, just a touch. And to that, we're going to start cooking down our onions, okay? So for our onions, just a regular old yellow onion that I am not going to bother chopping because who's got time for that? So we're going to throw this bad boy into our manual food processor here and just process it down because this is a soup. So it doesn't have to be exact, precise knife cuts and everything. We can go a little rustic. So we're going to do that with our manual food processor here. All right. So I've got the onion. I just kind of quartered it into pieces, popped it in here. And just like that, we have our onion completely processed. All right, so that's gonna go in. And again, doesn't have to be precise because it's soup, it's rustic. It's supposed to be that soupy kind of comfort food stuff. So we're not gonna be all that precise with it. All right. And get all that onion goodness out of here. Oh, a little big piece kind of snuck by me. I don't want it that rustic. I'll throw that piece back in there and get that processed down a little bit more. There we go. Won't take but a second. That's better. Much better. Molto bene, as I say. All right. I'll get the rest of that delicious onion in there. And we are also going to be using the air fryer today. We're going to make our own croutons to go on top of this. Hey, John, how's it going? See, you're in Maine, so I think you might actually appreciate this recipe still. There we go. All right. We are making a smoked Gouda broccoli soup. Yeah, that's it. So tell me down in the comments what your favorite soup is. what your favorite comfort food soup is. All right, while we are sweating our onions down over here, I am going to start working on the croutons. So I've got some, I think this was maybe an Italian loaf that I cubed up. So we're going to make our own croutons right in the air fryer. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, you can do this in the oven. I think 350 for maybe 15 minutes. You know, give or take. You may need to go in there and shake them up a little bit, but that's usually about, should be good. All right. That's all spritzed up. I'll take some of the smoked Gouda. Oh, that's not gonna work. There we go. Need probably about a half of a tablespoon. We're just gonna sprinkle that smoked Gouda right on there. There we go. And we're gonna spray a little bit of just canola oil on top. And this is going to help that seasoning sort of stick to it. There we go. Toss it all around. I'm using my spritzer here instead of just kind of dumping oil on it, because you don't need a lot of oil, especially when you're using your air fryer. There we go. But I just want to get that smoked Gouda seasoning all up in there. All right. All that good deliciousness. Okay. So I'm going to add my croutons. I'm going to use both of my trays here and try and get everything in a nice even layer. That way I'll get nice crunchy croutons. So we'll go there. My air fryer is used all the time. And it's really great because I've taught my kids how to use it, which means that they can make a lot of their own favorite foods. Like, oh, crouton down. Those square or rectangle-ish Totino's pizzas, the ones that come in the little red package. You know, once upon a time you'd get those for $1. Now I think they're like $2.25. That's a discussion for another day, but they fit perfectly on these trays. So my kids, I've taught them how to make their own pizzas in the microwave. So they come home from school at the end of the day and they want an after school snack, so they grab a pizza out of the freezer and throw it right in the air fryer. It takes like 10 minutes and it's done. The pizza's heated up, it's got the crunchy crust and melty cheese and all those things. Which is perfect for them. And again, not something I have to deal with. They can make their own snacks and stuff. Perfect. Alrighty. There we go. I'll put that one on top. And because we're using the air fryer, this is only gonna take maybe like 6-7 minutes tops. This guy is great for making garlic bread. You know, most of the time I just grab the frozen garlic bread. Sometimes I make it myself, but sometimes I just grab the frozen stuff. And they go right in the air fryer, on the air fryer setting for like 6-7 minutes. And it's done. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. We are sweating these onions down. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. So we like to flavor every layer. Plus a little bit of salt will help to pull out some of the moisture from the onions and to get them to kind of sweat down a little bit faster. Not too much salt though, because we are adding cheese and some other ingredients here, so we don't want to over salt. Perfect. All right. Let that hang out there. My utensil holder. This is like one of the neatest inventions that Pampered Chef has come up with. So this guy just clips onto the side of your pot and it will hold your spoon so your spoon isn't all dipped into your food. See, just like that. Just hangs out. It's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so with the onions, we are going to shred up some carrots and cut up our broccoli. So let's get the rest of these veggies prepped. I'm going to use my coarse grater. Couple reasons. One, don't want to make a lot of dishes, so I use my coarse grater for this. And we're going to use the coarse grater for slicing up our cheese a little bit later too. Let's crack the tips off of these. There we go. And just lightly, because this is super sharp and it doesn't take a whole lot of pressure to grate this down, and I don't want to grate my knuckles. But whenever I need shredded carrots, this is like the easiest way to do it. And they fly everywhere. It's alright. I think I probably could have gotten away with just one carrot, but carrots add a little bit of sweetness and a little pop of color too. Hi, Miss Linda. There we go. All right. So carrot is done. And carrots are also a really hearty vegetable, so we can go ahead and put these in with the onions, and that will cook those down too. Soften them up. This is actually a really quick soup. You can probably get it done in less than 30 minutes, especially if you go ahead and meal prep stuff ahead of time. Use your prep and store system and get it all prepped ahead of time. All you have to do is just really throw the veggies in here and you are good to go. All right, now I did just hear my air fryer beep, so that is the signal to switch the trays around. So we'll just take the top tray, switch it with the bottom one. There we go. And they're already starting to get a little crunchy. It's perfect. Alrighty, so while this is continuing to cook down here, we're gonna go ahead and add, start cutting up our broccoli. Now, I have to know, do you guys have picky eaters in your house? Because we have picky eaters in this house. So chances are pretty good I may be the only one eating the broccoli soup today. Who knows? All right. So let's see how I want to do this. I'm just gonna slice it like this because I want it in pieces, kind of soup-sized pieces. So I'm not really kind of wanting to hold on to big florets necessarily. There we go. And what do you guys usually do with the stalk? I have a couple of times, you know, just cut it up and thrown it into like a stock or something like that. Sometimes I've used it in a stir fry. I think today might be one of those days where I just kind of let it ride. I think I'll stick it in the freezer and use it for stock later. Because the bigger the stock pieces, of course, they will take longer to cook, and I don't necessarily want to make this a long process. Alright, so we've got our carrots in, our onions, they are sweating down really nice. Alright, now we're going to add in our flour and our seasoning. Okay. Alright, oh, let me grab, you know what this needs? I put some oil in earlier, but I think I want to add just a little bit of butter, because why not? So I think I was technically supposed to. Yeah, a 1/4 cup. So half a stick of butter was supposed to go in there. And now is as good a time as any. As Gouda time as any. I should take that on the road. Alright. So I'll cube this really quickly. And put that in with our carrots And onions. Turn my heat down a little bit. So I'm making this in my rock crock, and the rock crock is by far one of my favorite vessels to cook in, okay? It's a ceramic dish, so I can cook with it on my stovetop. I can put it in my microwave. It can go in my oven. It can take the heat of my broiler. I can even put it out on the grill, which is pretty awesome. And I can throw it right in the dishwasher when I'm all done. It has a base to it, so I can put this on a slow cooker stand, which is nice, and it really just takes one pot meals to like the next level. So I love it. All right, so here I've got 6 tablespoons of flour. It's a lot of flour, but it's all good. And I'll add to that 2 tablespoons of my smoked Gouda. So I'm adding this in first to cook down the flour. A couple reasons for that is to get rid of that floury taste. And when you add it in first, before you add the liquid, and just give it a time to sort of saute in the butter, you won't have as many lumps, or any lumps if you're doing it right. To add a little bit more, that wasn't quite a full one. There we go. Alrighty. So smoked Gouda in, and we're gonna mix this up. Keep it moving because it will burn a little. We don't want that. And once you don't see any white flour in here anymore, you want to give it just a little bit of time to get a little bit darker. And then we're going to add in our broth and our half and half. So funny thing happened on the way to the Circle K today. I don't have chicken broth, which is like a rare thing. Like I always have chicken broth. Whenever I see it on sale, I always stock up. It's just one of those things that just always have in the pantry. It's one of those staples. But today, and it's even at the supermarket thinking, oh yeah, I've got chicken broth. Of course I have chicken broth. And go in and there's no chicken broth. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take this a little off to the side. We're going to do some chicken bouillon and some warm water. So that's how we're going to make our chicken broth today. So I've got 3 cups of water here, and I'm going to add this in slowly. And I did get a little bit of stickage, but that's okay. I'm using the tip of my spoon and just working the bottom to loosen up that fond that has been created in at the bottom. Going slow. Give those flour a little chance to kind of come back to life a little bit. There we go. See how nice and thick it is already? It's all good. Add a little bit more. And keep going. Now you can do this with a whisk if you'd like. And you can use metal utensils in the rock crock. You're not going to hurt it. Again, it's ceramic, so it can take it. You're not going to ruin the finish or anything like that. There we go. So just a little bit at a time. Just add that in. And it will thicken up. Now we're also going to add some half and half here. There we go. I'm going slow, making sure I don't get any lumps in this. I don't want any lumpy soup. Alright. Put the rest of that in there. There we go. Alright. Woo! Splish splash. Okay. So now that I've got my water in, I'm going to add my chicken bouillon. Now this is of course another reason why I wasn't too heavy with the salt earlier, because I knew I was going to be using chicken bouillon. And the same thing when you are cooking this at home, if you're using chicken broth, Just kind of be aware of the salt. If you're using like a low sodium chicken broth, it may not be as noticeable than if you're using like a regular chicken broth or even a vegetable broth. If you're wanting to keep this like strictly vegetarian, you can do that too. All right, so we've got those, and those will dissolve. You might can squish them up a little bit, but they will cook right into the broth. They're gonna add so much flavor as well. So we're gonna just kind of keep this moving just a little bit while we turn our attention back to our broccoli. So I've got one of my broccolis cubed up here already. And we'll get the other one ready to go. Now again, I'm not using like really big pieces, but the florets, they should just melt away pretty easy. There we go. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag someone who you know loves broccoli or loves broccoli soup so they can come and check out the recipe. I'm also loading this up on YouTube later. So I am slowly building up my YouTube channel. I have been loading up some videos, kind of updating and, you know, working on that because I like the long form video. I like being able to just kind of sit here and talk and tell you all the things without having to try and condense it into like a 1-minute reel or something like that. I think this is more fun. This is more fun. You actually get to see the whole process, the whole messy process. So I like, I think I like the YouTube format a little bit better. So that's where we're going to be loading up all of our videos and stuff like that. So we'll be over there. You can come hang out with us over there. So if you have some people that are not on Facebook, you tell them to come find me over there. And they can get all their cooking tips and recipes and all the things. All the things. I'll put the link down below in the comments after our video today. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, so broccoli is done. Let's take a peek. Oh, I need that. Let's take a peek at these croutons. Aren't they gorge? And crunchy and seasoned. Oh my goodness. That is so perfect. And I'm gonna let them hang out. These are a little bit darker because they were up top. But that's good. So crunchy. So delicious. Alrighty. Our chicken bouillons seem to be disappearing into the broth very nicely. I love how beautifully thick this is. Oh my goodness. So this smoked Gouda seasoning, you guys, it is so good. Sprinkle it on mac and cheese anytime you are making a cheese sauce of any kind. Amazing. Amazing. All right, we're gonna add in our half and half here. Woo. There we go. Everything's nice and thickened. All right. And at this point, we're just going to heat this back up to a simmer. And once we got it simmering, then we're going to throw our broccoli in there. All right, so that's 2 whole cups, 1 pint of half and half. All right. And while we wait for this to get all simmery and bubbly, let's go ahead and work on our cheese. I'm going to grate up a whole block of cheddar. I'm using a mild cheddar. but you could use a sharp cheddar if you so wished. And get the extra carrots off of my grater there. All right. Oh, come on, you. There we go. All right. There we go. Perfect. All right. Our grating up. Now, I love a mild cheddar. I'm not a big, sharp cheddar kind of girl. I think it's just too sharp. It overpowers, I think, a little bit. So I like mild cheddar so I can still get the flavor of all the other ingredients in there. There we go. And we are using the whole block because you never have too much cheese. And if you've got any chance of convincing the kids or the husband, who is not usually a broccoli fan, the more cheese, the better. That is what I've learned as a parent. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, cheese is done. Alright, this is slowly getting there, Because of the cream, I don't want to push this to boiling, because I want to be careful not to like curdle the cream that's in there. Now, if you don't have half and half, what can you do? Well, you can use regular milk, regular whole milk, and just add some butter. That's essentially what half and half is. It's, you know, milk with a little extra butter fat. So you can add in, I think it may be like 2 tablespoons per cup. I'll have to look that up and double check, but I think it's about 2 tablespoons per cup of milk to make milk turn into half and half. Fun substitutions. Little useless knowledge there. Alrighty. So while this is coming up to boil, let me tell you a little bit about TasteBuds. Now, we talked about it a little bit up front, but we are still going to be cooking through the TasteBuds recipes in the month of May. So if you want the seasonings and the recipes that you're seeing me make here, you have to get in and join TasteBuds. This is so fun because every month you get new recipes, new flavors to play around with. So if you're someone who has ever felt like you're stuck in a mealtime rut, or you just want to do something new, you enjoy getting in the kitchen, trying new recipes and things, then TasteBuds is absolutely for you. Plus you get to cook along with me, and you have a library of recipes, all these recipes from start to finish, and I will get that for you, John, for sure. Next month, I've got a little preview. Well, not really next month. Can you believe it's May? It's May 2nd, and I have not made peace with that yet, okay? So it's May. So this month, the TasteBuds seasonings that are coming in this month's subscription. So if you order TasteBuds, you're going to get the May box, which includes our carnitas seasoning. It has our chili lime, which is sublime. It is amazing, amazing. And you're going to get an exclusive seasoning, a creamy jalapeno seasoning. So the recipes that are going to be going along with this, which is a little bit of preview of what we're going to be making for the next couple of weeks. The carnitas comes with a pork kebab seasoning, recipe that you can make in your air fryer with the kebabs. So we're going to do that one for sure. It also comes with the chili lime seasoning, has the recipe of fish stick tacos. We're not big fish eaters, so we're going to make that recipe, but we're probably going to make it with chicken. So it'll be a chicken stick taco. Still going to be amazing because that chili lime seasoning, I'm telling you, amazing. And then last but not least, the exclusive creamy jalapeno seasoning, and with that is a street corn chicken. That I'm looking at the picture. I was reading through the recipe earlier today. That is probably going to be the first one we do next week because, I mean, creamy jalapeno street corn chicken. You are talking my language in all the ways. All right, so we've got a little bit of a simmer here. We're going to put that broccoli in. There we go. And we're only going to need just a few minutes. Broccoli does not take that long to cook. And I am already loving the color. It's still nice and thick. Soup. I love the Panera broccoli soup. This might be a new favorite. This looks amazing. All right. So we're going to give this probably just a few minutes to simmer a little bit. We added all that broccoli in, so we want to bring it back up to temperature. Not boiling, but just give it a nice simmer until that broccoli gets nice and soft. Just 3 to 5 minutes maybe. And then we'll add that cheese in, let that melt on through, and then the soup is done. It is all done. Again, this is a great one to have in your pocket, especially if you want to use up some broccoli, some carrots, and some onions. You know, just throw some cheese in there with it, and you're all set. And it really doesn't take a lot of time, especially, like I said, if you prep ahead of time, use your prep and store system, and get your veggies and everything already diced up and sliced up and all that good stuff. Then you'll be in good shape and it won't take long at all. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a bowl here because I know this is gonna be amazing and I can't wait. Alrighty. So you may be wondering how you can get your hands on that smoked Gouda seasoning. Well, I am giving one away, and you're wondering, how do I get my hands on it? So simple. All I need you to do, number one, is to like this video, share it to your page, share it to your Facebook profile, and pop over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel over there. And I will be picking a winner tomorrow afternoon. I'll be picking a winner, and I will post this on Facebook and contact my winner and let them know that they are going to be getting that amazing smoked Gouda seasoning in the mail coming up here. So and then of course you have to make this soup and post it and tell me all about it. All right. Ooh, I hear it raining. This is perfect. I was a little bit worried because today here in Florida, it was like 90 degrees and it was crazy hot. And I was thinking, this is not really a soup day, but now it's raining outside and it is a soup day now. So happy day. All right, I am starting to see some bubbles. So our soup is heated through. Let's add in that cheese. I'll just put that there. I'll add in the cheese. The whole block, unless you want to save some for later, but I've got another block in the fridge. I'll grate some to go on the top maybe later. And you know, maybe some bacon, a little bit of bacon on top of this. Now I can see it'd be very easy to kind of switch the broccoli out of this and maybe put some taters in there and turn this into like a smoked Gouda potato soup if you're not a big broccoli fan. I think you could do that pretty easily, a lot of the same flavor, and then add some crumbled bacon on the top. Ta-da! And that would be delicious. That'd be delicious. Some red potatoes, dice them up, pop them in here. You wouldn't want them too big because potatoes can take a little bit long to cook. So you don't necessarily want them to be too big, but I can see it. I can see it. Smells amazing. And now that cheese is all melted through here. Oh my goodness. Where can I find my soup ladle now? Let me go grab that. Alrighty. Let's get in this. Oh, let me turn it down first because I don't want it to burn while it's hanging out here on the stove top. Oh my goodness. That looks so good. Oh, man. Let's clean that up a little bit there. There we go. You have to, you know, the presentation, I gotta get it Instagram worthy, right? That's the spot. I'm just gonna add just a few little croutons there in the middle. And bring that up. What do you think? Good time to come to me. Bring it. Oh yeah, I bet it is. Freezing. I cannot wait to dive into this. Ooh. And one of the other great things about the rock crock is it is excellent at retaining heat. And this thing is starting to bubble a little bit, and I turned the stove off already. There we go. I'll let that hang out there. So next week, be right back here at 6 o'clock where we are going to be taking on the creamy jalapeno seasoning with that street corn chicken recipe. You are not going to want to miss it. So be sure to be back here next week at 6 o'clock. And if you are not on my email list, if you're not getting my emails, you might want to jump in there. I'm going to be sending out the May newsletter. It's got all the specials and everything on there, but I've also got some Cinco de Mayo recipes as well as some Mother's Day recipes if you are making the mother in your life breakfast in bed or something like that. Some Mother's Day brunch ideas and things that I think you're really gonna like. But it's mostly for the Cinco de Mayo recipes because we're gonna celebrate Cinco de Mayo all month long, and then we're gonna start grilling. So we're going to do all the things. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Remember, if you want to get your hands on that smoked Gouda seasoning, it is an exclusive seasoning. It is no longer in the catalog. You cannot purchase it on the website. You can only get it for free by winning my contest. So be sure to like the video, to share it to your page, and to pop over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys back here next week at 6 o'clock. Bye.